Welcome back to part 6. I think it's part 6. I'm losing track because I got a work life and then personal life and other stuff. Anyways, part 6 of the TL Type S rebuild. We are working on getting the interior fixed. Now, I'm not fixing it 100%, but it's going to be better than what it was. And what I mean by that is we actually ended up buying a complete interior from another car, but it is not perfect. But it's not that beige color, so that's a plus, because that stuff, you can see those the front seats, like nah, they're horrible. The trim panels are all broken off and whatnot. I mean, yeah, this one has a tear right there, but it's okay. It doesn't bother me as much as that, which is more torn, and it's an ugly color. And this rear bench seat, yeah, it's a little more torn, but it's okay. That can be fixed. This one isn't torn, but it's just ugly. And the carpet, well, the carpet's really dirty. And some of these door panels are okay, but for the what I paid for everything out of this one car, it's awesome. So what I did get was all the door panels, except for the driver's side. I think that one's not gonna be okay, but I'll figure something out. I also got the carpet, the center console, but it didn't have the armrest, so I'll have to figure that out. All the seat belts, luckily, and all the trim panels that are black, the A pillars, B pillars, C pillars. The shift knob, even though I already had one, that one was carbon fiber, which is awesome, Type S. What else did I get? What else? Sorry, I'm losing track because it's just so much that I got. Front struts, and I also got a starter and a washer fluid reservoir because that was leaking. And yeah, initially I paid $150, but I gave the guy more because, man, that's pretty much a deal for what I needed. Oh, the steering wheel, shoot, I haven't put that on yet, but I got the steering wheel with the airbag. But the main thing is that steering wheel is all yucky and sticky and ugh. And the other steering wheel, I might have it over here. Let's see. Oh, DSM problems. Yep, steering wheel, the center vents with the clock that's also in red. Any of the lights, and also the side markers that are somewhere, I don't remember where they're at. Side markers are the ones that are smoked out for the Type S. But yeah, we got a deal. So right now I'm taking these front seats back out so I can finally go ahead and remove the carpet and get all the interior put back together that was taken apart for some reason. Also, I have the navigation screen. I didn't get that in the part out. I bought that separately from another part out, but it's okay. I mean, I actually, if I would have waited, I could have gotten it cheaper, but it's okay. We'll go ahead and get that installed as well and get everything back together. So let me update on what I do next. Let me get started though. Alright, so now we got the seats out of the way. This dark carpet, it's like really dirty. Since I got the other carpet, I'm not going to be doing anything with this front section, at least. For the rear section, I'm going to attempt to clean it, only because the new carpet that I got, I did clean it, but cleaned it a little too hard, because actually you can already see it, I held the pressure washer too close to the carpet and I screwed that up. So we're going to try to clean the other one. In the meantime, I will be installing this one, and I do have floor mats that'll cover that up, but still, I mean, if I got another carpet and all I gotta do is just clean it, why not? You know, there's a stain there that I couldn't get out, but that's underneath the seat, not a big deal. Looking over here on this side, man, there's a bunch of crap. Just picking up change to pay for the car. My charger. Other crap, let's see here. Don't remember what timber is this. Yeah, just more dirt. But yeah, the front portions that I have from the other car, I cleaned them. so I'm gonna use them. And then we're gonna, for some reason they loosened the emergency brake cables there. I'll try to see what the heck they did and put that back together. And then afterwards, once I got the carpet in, put the center console back on, and then keep on going with the navigation screen. Alright, so let's keep going. Alright, this is probably gonna be pretty gross, but I'm gonna go ahead and record it too. I wanted to go ahead and swap out the cabin air filter. Who knows the last time it was swapped? Oh gosh. Well, it's not too bad. Not as bad as I expected. But still, it's dirty. Let's go ahead and get this changed. Alright, I'm drowning in sweat, but I finally got the carpets out. All of it. So I'm gonna do some vacuuming, and then I'm gonna drop the new ones back in. So let's keep going. I'm dying out here. Alright, so check it out. I'm gonna get to replace my steering wheel now. I'm trying my best to stay updated with these videos. You see the difference? This one isn't as worn as this is. Peeling, and it was really sticky and yucky, and I don't know how many diseases are on it. So yeah, I'm gonna get this changed out right now. It's only 2 T30s, one on each side, and then also remove the connectors. So let me get that done right now. Alright, finished product. I got a better conditioned steering wheel that I don't feel disgusting about touching. Let's move on to something else. Alright peeps, it's been a while since I've updated again, but I got a Junkyard score. So these are the seats that I actually bought from that part out, and at the rate that I bought everything for, it doesn't matter. So yeah, these had a tear on the passenger side, but I was actually found a backrest from a Type S, not torn up, has a couple creases, but I think it only ran me 40 bucks, 30 bucks, I don't remember. But hell, it's a lot cheaper than repairing that. Also, this is the driver's portion that, as you can see, is a lot better than having that. Unfortunately, I couldn't find the passenger portion, but it's okay for now. Whenever I get around to it, I'll swap it out. It doesn't really bother me that they're torn right now, and eventually that other one will probably tear too, so we'll keep rocking with that. I am losing place on these videos, so just bear with me. I appreciate anybody that's been commenting, asking for an update, and you guys are the motivation. So let me see what else is up next. Thanks for watching. Alright, I finally get a day off, Sunday morning. Of course, I like to spend my days off at junkyards, but we got a 2010 Acura RL that is actually the same engine that I took out of for my TL J37A2. You can't see the stamp. Anyways, mine was missing the intake manifold, and on these it is an upgrade. Now it's not the same as the J37A4 like off the TLSH all-wheel drive, but it's still an upgrade. And for some reason the list price shows that this one's like 800 bucks brand new from the dealer, and the other one from the SH all-wheel drive is like 400 something. But we're gonna get a lot of savings getting it from here at LKQ versus, yeah, well, I already mentioned that. So also the throttle body, I think it's bigger. So let's go ahead and get those and see what else I can find. Cold connections as well. Don't know what else. Thinking about taking that, I don't know yet. Alright, let's get home. Okay, I had another Junkyard score. So here are the old seats. Well, let's say the seat bottoms. I don't want to move all my tools out of the way. And yeah, here we go. Here we are, excuse me. This is what we have so far. After I replaced the other ugly tan seats, but I was able to score something at the junkyard for 25 bucks. Just coming on over here. Check these out. Yes, they are a little cracked, a little worn, but a lot better than being torn up. I found this one also in another car. It's kind of dried up, so I'll keep this as a spare, or maybe somebody might want it. So it's pretty good. But in order for me to replace them, I gotta remove the seats, and it's really no big deal. I don't have to mess with the hog rings or anything because it's the whole cushion being replaced, and I still keep the heating seat element. It's all the same. It's pretty simple. So if you ever see any of those portions and you need to swap out your seats, it's cheaper to just remove that cushion. So let me get swapping that out right now. Alright, so the first step for the passenger side seat, you actually, looks like I can push this little retainer here and pull on the buckle in order to release it. So let me give that a shot. Can't do that with two hands. And we're back. See? You'll be pushing on, let me show that here. This right here, this release. And then afterwards, it's 4 14mm bolts all around the seat, and then the connectors, and that's all there is to it. I was actually about to remove this bolt until I saw that. So pretty simple. Let me get the seat out. Alright, here's the seat out. Now I gotta remove this trim. You gotta be careful with this plastic hook as it slides right there, and you don't want to just pry it straight out because it'll break. So you lift it over and pull out. And then you got a couple more screws right here for these trims. That's 1 and 2. I believe this just pops out from this end, but I'm trying to be very careful not to break any of this because I would hate to have to go to the junkyard again. So this pops out outward, and I'll remove the screws with this. Let me get to that. Alright, so I was struggling for a bit because I didn't realize that you actually had to remove this trim first from this one. And in order to do that, you have one screw right here, another screw right there, and another one right here behind the cloth. So you remove those, and you'll be able to slide this trim out from this one. And you can see that there's a screw holding this one on. So let me get this out, let me get this out of the way, and keep going. Alright, now that I got the trims out of the way, I can see what I gotta do next, which is this goes hooked in right here. Just undo that, and you'll see some hog rings right there, one right there, and a couple more over here. You just cut those off, and I'll probably just zip tie them back on. Doesn't really matter. And then that should come down. These are gonna press downward to release them from the seat. Same goes for here, here, and here. You're gonna disconnect this connector, which I'm gonna do right now. Get that out of the way. You'll see more of these hooks right here. Same goes for this long one right here, and I'm also going to be removing this trim panel. So let me get going on that. And there we are, bolt cushion out. Here's the frame. I'll blow out some of this dirt, and this is the replacement. Let's get that going. Also blow out some of this dirt too. Alright, so from here on out is just a reverse. Just feed the wires back through, mount them back into place, hook everything back up. I slid this back on, and now I'm just going to work my way around and zip everything back on. Yep. So let me finish up. Alright, and this is where we're at now. Something that isn't torn, except I just realized that this is actually cracked here. No big deal. Man, it's just minor. I'll probably run back to the junkyard and grab this other piece. But to be honest, this doesn't bother me. Not like this did. Besides, I mean, the car is old. It's gonna show its age. It's not gonna be brand new. And this is a baller on the budget. So let's get this put back together and drop back in. I'm not gonna start on the driver's side just yet because I actually had to replace the buckle on that side, and I gotta remove it from the parked seats. So yeah, that's it for now. Let's see when I update next. Alright, I haven't been able to update in a while. I just got really busy with work and stuff. But it's been about 1,500 to 2,000 miles since I got the car running, and it looks like I developed some kind of power steering leak, which is more than likely from the rack. That sucks, but oh well. I didn't want to replace it, and then, well, I didn't want to spend the money and then end up not leaking in the first place, but looks like I'm gonna have to replace it now. No big deal. And then over here, I noticed that my axle boot said I item out and started letting go of all the grease. So I'm gonna be replacing the axle. Yeah, I do notice some vibrations, like getting up there in high speeds. So maybe I'll go ahead and replace both because of the age. And then over here, I noticed that my catalytic converter is rubbing onto my subframe, right where the engine mount bolts up to. So that explains some of the rattling I was getting. And look, it started clearancing itself out. But we'll go ahead and shave that down to get some more space. Other than that, it's been great. It's been running fine, no major issues. I'm thinking about going with the RV6J pipe with the cat delete. I'm in Texas, so I don't gotta worry about much. But everything else looks okay. I need a tire, obviously, but I'll get around to replacing it eventually. Alright, here we are, another day, trying to fix all the little things going on with the car. Starting with when I was tearing apart the car the first time, I damaged the CV boot. But I also noticed when I'm driving at highway speeds, it starts vibrating, and it's not the tires. So I'm gonna replace both CV axles. That one's leaking, and this one, when I first took it apart, the threads were damaged. I tried to clean them up, but since I am getting a vibration, it's best just to go ahead and replace both. I'm gonna be using aftermarket axles. For some reason, I hear a lot of people saying that, oh, they cause a lot of vibrations too. Your best bet is only OEM. Well, I've always used aftermarket on every car, and I personally haven't experienced that. And also, I want to go back to the original struts for the front. I don't know what brand these are, but I have a set of the original stock ones. Just because for that, I mean, if I have them, I'll go ahead and slap them on. Maybe they might be better than what these are. Kind of looking at everything else, this is pretty nasty. Maybe one day I'll take these off, get them redone with some new rotors. But for now, just until it causes an issue, then I'll take care of it. So we're gonna get started by removing both axles, take off the axle nuts. And I actually got an issue with the rear catalytic converter on this one, and I think I have to take off the intermediate shaft to get that cat out. But since it's an aftermarket cat, I might be able to just slide it out without having to mess with any of that. But let me get started on all that. Alright, here's a new axle for the passenger side. I actually had to replace this cat because my O2 sensor was bad and it was seized. I couldn't get it out of the cap. So rather than having to try to rethread it and all that, it's gonna cost me a lot of time, and then I have time, so I went ahead and bought a new rear cat aftermarket. It's a pain to put it in because aftermarket doesn't always fit exact, but it's okay. I drilled out the holes to make them a little wider, and I guess they didn't do that right, but whatever. Maybe I'll hollow them out one day when I get bored. And well, today's not that day. Anyways, yep, we're replacing the axle, and I gotta clean all this axle grease up. It bothers the crap out of me. And then we're gonna move on to this side. It's pretty simple. You just have to undo this fork and also loosen the lower ball joint nut. Make sure you don't damage the stud on the ball joint, otherwise you're not gonna have a good day. Once you do that, you push upwards on the knuckle to lift it up and out of the ball joint, and then that way you can slide the axle out after you tap it. Let me keep on going because I'm getting tired. It's been a long day working on cars, and then when you're done with that, you got to come back and fix your own car. Alright, so I finally got some time to mess with the car, and I'm finally going to address something that's been bothering me ever since I put the engine in. We're looking at the rear engine mount. I could never line up that 14mm bolt because the engine mount was crap quality. Aftermarket mounts don't line up perfectly, and I could never bolt it on. So rather than going OEM, because of the amount of times I actually floor it, I would just kill the OEM mounts. So I upgraded the front mount to innovative, and I also did the same for the rear. Take this apart, check this out. So it'll prevent all the roll, front and rear engine from rocking, but it won't give me as much vibrations as the side engine mounts would. So now I'm gonna get ready to slap this on. I couldn't actually replace this mount with the engine in the car, so let me see how to maneuver it out and in. And here we are. I'm not wasting my time with rear aftermarket engine mounts again, because yeah, they're a little tough to wiggle out. I was actually able to sneak it. Normally the strut bar would be in the way, but I don't have it. Well, I have it, but I haven't put it on for this reason, because I'm still taking stuff apart. But I have an aftermarket cat. I don't think you'll be able to pull it out this way with the stock factory cat because of the heat shields. But as I was able to wiggle it out from this area without too much of a hassle. They're just getting to the bolts is a pain. And I shouldn't have any trouble wiggling the aftermarket, the innovative mount back in, because it's pretty slim. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with this. That was not fun at all. New mount is in there. I can't even get a good angle of it. There you go. New rear mount. Innovative mount for the rear. Innovative mount for the front. I had to loosen up the front engine mount, the side engine mount, wiggle them around, kind of tap the rear mount to get it to line up, but it finally lined up after an hour and a half of struggling. So now I'm gonna give it a test drive and see how it feels. When it comes to used cars, you never know what you're gonna get. So my brakes went metal on the right rear only. I thought that was weird. And I get ready to do just the rear brake pads because I was trying to be cheap, but this hub is bent. Kind of hard to tell. But the main deal that's wrong with this is the caliper mounting points are bent. So it caused the caliper to sit at an angle and caused the brake pads to wear out unevenly at a pretty fast rate. So this knuckle's no good. Luckily I picked one up for 70 bucks on eBay, so they didn't hurt too bad. And now I'm gonna replace my rear rotors and pads. But yeah, when it comes to used cars, you just never know what you're gonna find. Also, it was missing the emergency brake assembly on that right rear knuckle. That's pretty scary. So definitely, if you don't know what you're doing, you don't know what you're buying, get it checked out by somebody who knows. Because I was wondering why the emergency brake didn't work. And that explains all of it. And these are straight. So let's get this installed. It's actually pretty easy. Just to bolt every little piece, one ball joint, and it comes out. The only struggle would probably be putting the emergency brake cable on. But it'll be alright. Alright, it's a little loud, but check this out. I had the wheels redone on the TL. They weren't the exact color that I wanted. Well, they're way off, but they do look nice and clean. A lot better than what they were. Check it out. They really do pop. The only thing is, they just don't look good, in my opinion, on a car like this. Mainly because of the color. I think if the color was, let's say the silver or the white, they look great on that. But for the copper bronze pearl, it doesn't do it for me. I mean, it does look nice, but I think I could have gone with a better color. Well, I wanted to go with a different color. But it still look pretty good. Finally got a chance to clean them. They really do clean up well. Alright, it's been a while since I last did another video, so I'm actually taking care of some much needed maintenance. These rotors are warped to crap, getting a lot of vibrations while braking. My brake pads are okay, but I want to replace that stuff anyways. So getting some new brake pads, swapping over to 7 metallic pads rather than ceramics because better braking. I don't care about brake discs. And then some coated rotors so that way they don't look all rusty except for the surfaces. So right now I'm going to try to be careful as far as not stripping the aluminum caliper. So what I was told was to keep the bolts as cold as possible so you don't strip them. So it's actually like 50 degrees outside. It's been sitting outside, so it should be kind of cold. Hopefully I don't strip those bolts. Let me see if I can get a light on it because I'm not showing anything. But yes, right here and right here. So let me get started on that. My new brakes, nice and brand new for now because they're probably going to get rusted in like a week. But new brake pads, new rotors. Check it out. Matches the rear. Alright, finally I got time to get to a stopping point as far as progress goes on the car. Check out the interior. While it's not 100%, it's a lot better than what I started with. I am going to keep an eye out at the junkyards for more of these seats because that one's cracked. I got the OEM TL weather mats. As far as the dash goes, I was thinking about replacing it or doing something, but I think I'm going to be going with a cover unless somebody else has some other kind of recommendations. But as far as the door panels go, they're better than what I had as well. This sucks that they're, yeah, I mean I could glue that back together, but I have some ideas because I do want to get some endless RPM seat covers, but we'll see. I mean, this is still better than what I started with. The wheels, I have some plans for the wheels as well. Those wheels aren't the color I wanted. This is my daily, so it is dirty. And all around I have the weather mats, all Junkyard finds. I'm not rich, I'm on a budget. I'm cheap too. So, see, this door panel's also, I can glue it together and keep it together, but yeah, I got some ideas. Overall, yeah, see, it's still scratched up on that. But overall, man, it's a lot better than dealing with what I had. I'm always going to keep saying that. A hell of a lot better. And yeah, I just kept checking out the junkyards. Right now is the really popular time for TL Type S's because I feel that they're at, I feel like they're at the bottom of their value right now. I've seen so many at the junkyards. so many for sale. They're going around 4 to 6 grand, maybe 7 grand, and those are the ones that need work. I mean, obviously this one needed a heck of a lot of work, and so far I've been keeping track more or less of what I've had into it, but also, shoot, it's been fun, and I wanted a daily that I could work on. There's a lot of things I want to do, and I'm open for any ideas if anybody has some ideas, but I do have something in store for the car. And it's something that a lot of TO owners would love on their car if they don't already have it. But yeah, we'll check that out later. For now, I think the next video I'm going to be working on some maintenance. And I'll probably get around to installing the other stuff that I have for the car. But eventually I do plan on painting and doing some body work. I might try to do it myself. I've never really done body work, but I guess this would be the first time for everything. But yeah, alright, well, there's the update. So I'm doing a lot better, still alive. We'll see what happens on the next video.